Welcome to Sales Beast Podcast, when success is the only option. My name is Anna Marin.
My name is Mike Johnson.
We truly believe that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So we created this podcast to inspire you and surround you with the ideas and thoughts of the most successful people in real estate.
Hey guys, so thank you for joining us today. We're Sales Beast Podcast here. We're with the world famous Rob Golfi. Rob, funny stories. I'm not from Hamilton originally. I'm from the East Coast. I moved up here for school, and with Rob in Hamilton, I wanted to buy an investment property. And literally the second I got into the city, you were the first and only person I knew. You're such a guy up on the billboards. You literally.
There's a lot of other companies with billboards out there. So but I try to have the most, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's you can't miss the billboards. You can see it a mile away, and then you know what it is. It's all the branding that we've done. Yeah.
It's incredible. So at that time, I wasn't in the business. Obviously, since I've gotten in the business, you're the guy in Hamilton. I'd say
I appreciate all the things that you're saying. I appreciate that. It makes me feel good. Thanks.
I know on our team, we talk about you.
I gotcha. Okay, great. Anytime you want to know anything, no problem.
So to get started, can you tell us just a little bit about your business? I know you have one of the largest teams in the region.
Yeah. So we're going to be growing our team even bigger than it is now. Just a couple of reasons, but we've got about 28 agents right now. We're going to grow it quite substantially more. We found that the agents that we're hiring now, we want them to be very, very much into with the follow-up, follow-through, and follow-back on the leads that we get. We've got 80,000 people in our database, and I think about 56,000 are leads that just need to be looked at. And we find agents aren't very good at, following up. They just wait for the, especially on a team, they're waiting for the handout.
Mm-hmm.
So now anybody that we hired, we're expecting them, they have to, follow up, be on the phone every day, and it's not like they're cold calls. These are warm calls. These are people that filled out a form online indicating that they're either looking or selling a house. We just want somebody to follow up with that and just stay on top of that and keep that in their pipeline until, whether they, decide to buy or sell in a month from now or 5 years from now, just to keep it going. And so that's what we're looking for. So, I look at other large teams and we just implement a little bit of different things from different teams and what fits my personality. I've got I've got 2 great people that work for me. It's like the book Think and Grow Rich. Hire the people that are smarter than you and have them help you grow and build your business. And I do. I've got an operations manager, very savvy when it comes to technical stuff. And then I've got a lady that she's a sales manager. And I didn't want somebody from the industry. I didn't want somebody that was a realtor or managed a realtor's office. I wanted somebody completely out from the corporate world. And it's paying off actually that I went that direction. There's no doubt about it.
Why was that? Why did you want someone with a corporate background?
Oh, I didn't want them to think, oh, maybe I should start selling real estate again. This team, maybe, I wanted somebody that doesn't have a license. I wanted somebody totally focused on managing the agents, not thinking, oh, maybe I can go out and do a deal and stuff like that. And bring a different perspective. Like, somebody, that, and it's helped. Like, there's a lot of things she's implementing that, I don't think, your realtor that turns into manager would be able to, learn. And so, I wanted somebody from the corporate world, and I got that person, and it was hard to find. It took time, and but I'm really happy about it. Like they've been working for me right through this COVID thing, and I've got 4 people on my payroll right through this COVID thing. We had to let go about 3 people And the four that administratively are working out of their house right now. So hopefully they would be able to have them back here in the office soon and get things rolling again. But yeah, it's worked out well. It's worked out well.
I think that's pretty makes a lot of sense to me. So I came from the automotive industry. I never worked in a dealership, but I worked in sales and operations for Honda Canada. And there's so much money they invest in finding out the most optimal way to sell cars. And my experience there, I quickly realized it's a very well-oiled machine. There's so much you can take from a large corporation. Same kind of thing with investing in real estate. I don't try and find the up-and-coming neighborhood myself. I just see where the developers are planning on building their buildings, and that's where I want to buy too.
That's the best way. That's it. It's simple, very simple. And just you know what? Like that corporate person I got, guess what? They did all the training for me. So so now I try to make the best of it for her, so that she likes working with our team, and so far it's worked out really well. She's good. Everybody likes her, but she's tough.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So now, like you said, you have about 28 agents plus some admin staff. What's your involvement in the business? What is your focus right now?
I handle the marketing, and if the agents need kind of like a big brother, they'll go in on a listing with them. I'll go. Like, let's say they'll come to me and say, Rob, I'm in competing with some other big agents that are going on. Yeah, no problem. I'm there. They'll put it in my schedule. I'll go in there. I have no problem. It's always good to stay sharp and be in tune of going on presentations and stuff like that. That's how you stay, sharp in this business. If I sit back and just sit in my chair and tell everybody what to do, and I've lost touch of, hitting the road and stuff like that, it's not going to be as effective. But I know and feel what other agents are feeling when we're going out there and going on presentations and hearing the objections and everything else. So I love it. I mean, it's like, I love going out. I mean, you could put 10 appointments in a day for me, and I'd say, okay, no problem. I'll do it. I'll manage it. I'll go, and I'll just go. And I call it my marathon days. Sometimes in the morning I'll wake up and look at my schedule. I go, oh, today's a marathon day. And, and it's, and it's not like I get up and like, oh boy, I got to go to work. I'm up early, and and with no alarm clock. And, so I have no problem with it. It's good. It's all good.
Amazing. Now, one thing that we've already kind of touched on, you have a database of over 80,000 people.
Yeah.
And obviously you've built such a big brand for yourself already. What's the importance of building a brand, and what's the story behind Golfi Gets It Sold?
So it started off when we were doing some of the marketing with the billboards. One of the salesperson, I said, come up with something that, simple. It's got to be simple. When people drive by, they know it's a real estate, and they know it's me, and that's it. I don't like none of my billboards have my phone number on it. And I think like other realtors, they put their billboards, they have phone numbers on it, and then all of a sudden I noticed that they started taking their phone numbers off. They go, if Rob's not putting his phone number on, it's taking up space. Maybe we shouldn't have ours on it. I mean, you get the odd person that say, oh, I'm trying to find you. I couldn't get your phone number. But I mean, I'd say 95% of the people have a cell phone. Maybe it's probably a 99%. And people Google everything now, and it's not hard to get a hold of me. I mean, just type in my name on Google, Rob Golfi, and you can't miss me. So, and if somebody doesn't have a phone, they'll know somebody that does, and it's easy. But it's not hard. So we try to we wanted the billboards to be like, when you drive by, it's me. You don't even have to read it, and that's how it is. And it's funny though. We even trademarked Gets It Sold, just because we knew people in our marketplace would probably try to jump on that, and we've seen that some people have tried, and we send. I'll give them a nice call, say, hey, listen, I don't know if you know about that, but we registered trademark that Gets It Sold.
Nice, very smart.
If you lived in Vancouver or outside my market, I don't care, but but we have the registered trademark for Gets It Sold, so nobody really can say Gets It Sold fast, Gets It Sold now, Dave Gets It Sold. I don't care if you're in a different market, but if you're in the, I'll shut this off. if
No
you're in the
worries.
Hamilton, Halton, Niagara market, then yeah, I will, and actually somebody actually tried to copy my sign completely.
Oh, wow.
And everybody was making fun of the guy, like, you know what I mean? All his colleagues, and I was getting phone calls say, hey, I saw you have a sign on so-and-so corner. I go, I don't think so. Yeah, you do. I saw a sign. And I drive by and find out what that sign is. And it was just somebody trying to copy me.
Oh,
So
man.
really, it hurt him more than helped him. So he actually just had it up for about maybe 3 weeks, and it was down after that. Never. I didn't even have to send him a letter.
I guess imitation is the best form of flattery, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. Now, obviously, you've been building a brand that way with your billboards, obviously your ads with Barbara Corcoran as well.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can see them all throughout YouTube and even on social media. Now, is that your main source of lead generation, or where do most of your lead gen? Where's most of your lead gen?
We've got a few other sites. We actually we use Bold Leads. Bold Leads is pretty good, but we just picked up another site that we're working with. We're testing it. It's looking pretty good. We will have more details on that probably. We just up and ran it. What's today? Thursday. It just got up started, I think Monday or Tuesday. So we're just working out the bugs on it, and it's looking good so far. So in 2 weeks from now, I'll know better what's going on. So far, so good. We're enjoying it, and it looks like it's working out really well. Like we've actually built a podcast booth in my office here. So we have a podcast booth that we built, and yeah.
What's your podcast name? You can do a plug if you want.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, no. It's just us that. So we're gonna do a lot of filming up there.
Awesome.
We lit up our background. It says Golfi gets it sold on the backdrop, and we put a like a brick wall sort of thing. It's pretty cool. I should have actually sat up there and talked to you up there with that. So.
I think yesterday you were sitting in front of that, right?
Yes. Yeah. Were you on that webinar yesterday?
I had an appointment, but my wife, my partner in crime, was on it.
So think about on Tuesday next week at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We have another one going on, and guess who's one of my guest speakers? Adam Contos, the CEO of Remax.
Oh wow! Nice.
He is actually going to be on my webinar, and that's pretty exciting. So we're going to be pumping that out in the next 2 days, and we had actually 750 people register for that webinar that we did 2 days ago. Was it yesterday? Wednesday, I think it was. Yeah, we had 750. So we're trying to figure out. We're probably going to get 1,000 people register because especially Adam Contos, the CEO of Remax Canada worldwide. So we're very excited about that, and so we're going to start pumping out the videos and trying to get people on board. So if you want to get on that and listen, that'd be, we're just sharing some ideas and trying to keep the realtors and colleagues, just, hey, listen, we're in this together. Let's we got to get along, so we can move along nice and smooth. So
for sure.
Yeah.
I guess I was talking to Anna a lot about this before the podcast. I imagine the Rob Golfi we see today is not who we would have seen 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. There's something obviously different about you than your average realtor. What is that? What habits do you have in life that make you?
I think it's guts. I think it's taking the risk, I'll invest in something and taking the risk in a marketing idea and just go full tilt. If you think about it too much, you'll talk yourself out of it. I just go for it, and I know if it's going to work or not. We've done stuff that's cost me money and it didn't work, so I know I'm not going to do that again. And I know what works, and I know what works with something else. So all the marketing that we do helps all the other marketing. So like if I had to tone it down, so we did tone it down for the month of April, some of the marketing, and I wanted to see, where it would go, right? So because we still have, like, people don't forget about you if you just stopped advertising for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of utilized that, and then I renegotiated a lot of my marketing for May and continuing until things are back to normal. But yeah, no, it's it's not, we're going to reset once this COVID thing's over. So there's some things that we're going to keep doing. A lot of things we've dropped already, and we've implemented new things because we knew we had to.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
go ahead, Mike.
I was just gonna say, like, on a personal level, I imagine you have people supporting you. Do you have a coach? Do you have some kind of personal plan in place to kind of
guide? I had a coach for Dan Plowman for quite a few years, and a great guy. He's helped build us, an ISA department, and helped our agents learn the scripting and everything. I'll tell you, if you're going to start off with, building a team or a team, Dan Plowman's pretty good. But then we took a pause there for a bit, and then I met up with a guy named John Cheplack. He coaches a lot of elite teams in the U.S. So I got to know him. I went to one of his seminars and stuff like that. I was very impressed. This guy knows his stuff. And so we are getting coached by John himself, and definitely it's changed our business already. So I mean, he's not cheap, but nothing's cheap today. So if you want to, gain and go forward, you have to hire the best, right? So it's just, and I believe in that. You hire the best people, you're going to get better results, and the profits will come after that.
100%. I find I have a coach also. I'm fortunate to have one since really day one. I find a lot of our new agents, the number always seems to be $100,000. That's what they want to make their first year. Willing to invest anything themselves.
Oh yeah. You have to. If you don't have now you have to be coachable too, right? So years ago, it was hard to coach me because I've got ADD and like it's hard for me to focus sometimes a long time with something, and I need somebody to help me implement things, you know what I mean, because I've got so many other things on my table. So now it's a lot easier because I've got an operations manager, I've got a sales manager. I can do things now that I couldn't have before, and I understand the struggles of agents when they're starting to grow, or even individual agents. It's tough because you're juggling a lot of things, and it's tough. Like, so it's just, as much as I've made in this business, and, there's some money that that cost me money that I learned. And so knowledge is power, right?
Rob, sure. I want to kind of talk back through your journey. I watched a video, it probably came out about a month ago now. You released it on your Facebook page talking about when you were 20, you got into real estate, started investing, became pretty successful in that. And then by the age of 23, you decided to sell it all. And you invested in a beauty supply company. What was that journey like? And how did that time prepare you for what's happening now in the shifting market?
So in my 20s, I did a lot of different businesses. Have you ever watched the movie with Tom Cruise? He goes to the island. What's it called? Anyway. So he's sitting there on the balcony with this girl, and he's talking about who made this umbrella. He's making millions, and who made this straw and this stuff, right? So during my 20s, I was always looking for something to become, like, I wanted a business, and I tried different things. I tried so many things. You have no idea. I was that guy that, if, my parents were like, if their friends would ask them, so what's Rob doing now? And they'd just be rolling their eyes. I go, I don't know. He's just, he doesn't have anything secure, solid. But I did everything. And I did buy real estate in my early 20s. And then at 1989, I just, for some reason, I wanted to sell everything and then get into a company. And I said, I'm going to start a beauty supply company. But it just so happens in 1990, the market crashed with the real estate. So I actually cashed out perfectly. So I was like sitting high and mighty with all this money and everything. And so I put all this money into a beauty supply company. And I've done different things, direct mail advertising and everything, but I put all my money in this beauty supply company, and over time, that recession was a long time in the early 90s, and I just slowly lost, depleting all my money, And my dad says, what are you doing? You're going to keep putting money in this thing? You're going to, I mortgaged my house. I had my house paid for too, to let you know, 250 grand in the bank, 2 cars paid for. I'm sitting pretty good at 24 years old. And, but that's how you learn, right? So basically, the only thing I had left at the end was a big mortgage on my house and some debt, and it's like starting all over again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it was tough to make all that money and have it in the bank, and plus have it in the house, and then I used it all up into this company. And so I learned a lot of things along the way that helped me in the journey of real estate today. So it was that's my master's degree, actually. So
What are some of the steps you took once you started seeing the shifting market? Now that you know all those warning signs from your past and having experienced that, what are some of the steps you took to prepare your team, and how are they more prepared now?
Yeah, to react. I reacted quickly. I didn't just watch it unfold in front of me. I actually reacted to the situation immediately. Like it wasn't like, oh my God, like what am I going to do, and all that kind of stuff. When you're 24 years old and things are coming down on you, you're still young. You know what I mean? Like your friends are just graduating, probably finishing, university and stuff like that. But yeah, it was, but now I knew how to, boom, I got into gear, shifted. Okay, let's do this. We're going to do this and get there, do that, and bang, 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 bang. And reacted quickly. Like I reacted immediately. Like I didn't want to waste another second. And I was in my office for probably the first 3 days when they started shutting everything down, just going through all my expenses and figuring out, okay, what can I cut here, cut there, and then trying to renegotiate this and do that. Because we don't know how long this is going to be. We didn't even know if we're going to still sell real estate. Like that was kind of like up in limbo. But the past experiences helped me, quite a bit. Like, I know how to face, different situations at any given time. So, and that's the key thing, is you just got to be able to face everything that's thrown at you. You can't just, hide under the bed and, hopefully it goes away. You got to be there, face it right on.
And how is your business now? Like with everything going on, we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown in the market, but how are your agents surviving and thriving right now?
You know what? So the agents are doing pretty good. I mean, they're not doing the deals like they were before, but they're doing deals. Some of them are doing, more than others. We have 5 of our agents are just staying home. They decided not to, go in real estate, meet with people. They opted to stay home for many different reasons. Some are, past health issues, so they have to be more careful than others. But yeah, we're doing pretty good. And actually, surprisingly, I was surprised at the amount of homes that we did sell for April, and for and I was talking to an agent in Nashville, and they have over 100 agents on their team, and big crew, and they did over 100 deals. So they're averaging probably 1 deal per agent per month, right? Like for the month of April. So so I think, and I wasn't doing any advertising in April. Like I had a very little bit minimal advertising. So I just wanted to see where the market was going. I didn't know, when this first quarantine first started, you just don't know, right? You just don't know if anybody's going to call and sell their house or buy a house, but they actually were. And then my gut feeling was May, things were going to turn around, and it started turning around in May. So we had a good start of the month so far for May, and I think we'll be fine. Yeah, that's we're definitely above water. So, and that's the key thing. As long as we can stay above water, and then once we come out of this, then hopefully we slingshot fast ahead.
Yeah.
The agents that can operate within this environment and not necessarily thrive, but stay alive, and continue to maintain some form of normalcy and continue to sell some houses, they're going to come out even stronger.
Oh yeah.
like I never probably close pure listing agent, probably close about 80% of the appointments I go on.
Good job.
Talked about stats before. I don't know if I didn't know how to do it or I didn't need to do it. Now that's all I talk about.
Yeah, I love stats. I love to know the numbers. I'm a numbers person. I always look at numbers. I have numbers all over the place. I love having numbers. If I show you, like right here, is it there? You can see all my numbers there, my goals, and you can see that everywhere. Like I want to know how many deals we're doing daily, monthly, yearly, everything. I've got them all over the place because if you don't have your eye on it, then a month could slip by and say, well, we had a bad month. But if you're having a bad month, I like to know I'm having a bad month in that month so that I can, that if I have to, do something about it, I'll do it. But yeah, like a month can go by for a realtor and you don't even know it. And so you gotta be, you always gotta have your finger on the pulse and know what's going on in your business. I love stats. I like to know what's going on with everybody else. And I like to know what I'm doing. It's kind of a, what do you call it? A gauge, I call it. Like, so if I'm slipping and they're not, so what am I doing wrong? So,
yeah. I heard you mention a couple things. I think you mentioned Think and Grow Rich, and then I heard you say follow up, follow through, follow back. So I think Ryan Serhant stole that from you.
Yeah, I stole that from him. I got some sayings. I was watching his. I subscribed to his YouTube, and his 112th. I liked his 112th YouTube. I made a note that I got to take some notes out of that from him. So you may see some stuff, me coming out with some little tidbits from that I get from him. I find the guy brilliant.
He's amazing.
He's like, I think he's mid-30s, like, and he's got the right, he's got the right DNA for as a realtor. So he's definitely, I mean, he hasn't even hit his peak yet, I don't think. So he's just a kid.
He's
yeah. Oh yeah. So he's got a lot going for him, that guy. So yeah, definitely smart kid.
For sure. So what are you reading, or what have you read that you would recommend to, I guess, someone starting out in the business?
I was reading 10X. I got a chapter left in there. I listen to audiobooks a lot, and there's just so many different actually, like on my audiobooks, I'm listening to seven. I'm just listening to it right now. 7 steps or something like that. Hang on one second here. I can't even see it. 7 habits of a highly effective people.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
7 habits of highly effective people. I'm probably about 3/4 through that. So, and then the other ones I've had, never split the difference.
Awesome.
I got Rich Dad Poor Dad. Think and Grow Rich. I've actually had Think and Grow Rich, the book. I've had it on cassette tapes. I've had it on CDs, and now I've got it on audio. So I've probably read and listened to Think and Grow Rich probably at least 10 times in my life.
Yeah.
It's a great book. It tells you to read it 3 times when you read it. But you know what, the guy that is it Napoleon Hill or something like that came out with the book. It's a great book. It is a great book. I believe in what do you call it?
Mindset.
What was that one that came out, was big hit? The Law of Attraction.
Yeah, like visualization, right?
Yeah, I believe in that completely. It just, you stay positive all the time. And, the more you read and listen to that stuff, you actually become a better person. You know what I mean? Things don't bother you as much when you have people, do rotten things or whatever. You have bad clients and you have bad, days. I don't really have a bad day too much. It's pretty easy going. I mean, I've seen everything that could be seen. So, I mean, there's nothing new that could really make me upset. You know, you just something down happens, he's okay, well, just got to deal with it and go on. So it's not like I don't lose sleep over stuff. So it's just, I'm immune to it, I guess. I'm immune to just a problem solver. You just become a problem solver. That's all.
That's great. Now, if you could go back, I know you had a great start to your life. You were successful in the beginning and now are successful throughout. If you could go back though and tell yourself one thing before you started real estate, before you started this immense business, what is it that you could tell yourself?
Walk, don't run.
Nice.
Just go slow. Take your time. It'll grow. It'll grow. Because sometimes I'll get into things real quick. But I really think about things to a certain degree. You get to know things if it's right or not in this business. But if you're gonna grow, you gotta. There's ways of growing, and like when somebody's starting out, they want to start out. You start out with a part-time administrative assistant. You just got to figure out a way to do lead generation. You got to find the right lead generation company to do. There's so many out there, and there's so many bad ones, and there's some good ones, and you got to find which one is good for you. But it can be done. It's not that hard. You just got to be disciplined, and you got to wake up every morning and then just create a schedule. Say, okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to do this and do that. And I try to where my office is on the second floor. I used to be on the first floor of my building. I wasn't getting too much done when I was on the first floor. I was getting too distracted. And now I'm on the second floor. But I have a secondary office up on the third floor. So when I really want to get away from people in my office, I go way up there. So everybody's, I figured they'll be too tired to go to the third floor to find me. So they'll just leave me alone. So
Climb up and find you.
That's it. Yeah. So, but when I get up there, I get a lot done because I got no distractions, nothing. So sometimes they think I've left the building already. So, but I get way more done early in the morning than anything else. Like I said, I'm an early riser. Sometimes I'm at the office at 6:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. It just depends. And by the time anybody's walking through here, it's 9 o'clock. But during COVID, now it's like 10, 11 o'clock. So I've got a good, sometimes 3 to 4 hours of uninterrupted time that I get a lot done. So we've implemented a lot of things in the past 6 weeks, and we got a few more. We got a few more things that we're going to be doing, but we're going to be rocking and working on videos. We know videos is important, so I'm starting to get in the habit of doing that. It's hard. Videos are hard, but somebody told me that a bad video is better than having no video, right? So I just keep putting that in my mind, and I'll put out bad videos. So better than somebody that not putting any videos out, right? So
we live in such a content-driven world. You have to put your face out there, whether it's on your billboard or on videos.
Yeah. Oh, I know. So we're gonna be slowly we're pumping out more and more videos, and I've got a pretty good setup going on here right now. And if you guys ever come to Hamilton, definitely look me up. I'll show you the setup we have for our booth and video booth and everything else that we're doing. Absolutely.
Sounds great.
I find like there are a couple people in our business in this city that I really look up to. One is you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Like myself, I would love to see more of your content. Another one, Mark Loeffler. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, he's some of the agents, like my son, he follows him and stuff like that. And I gotta look at his stuff too and see what he's doing. I have a tendency. What's that?
He wasn't doing anything in terms of putting out videos. I know he's a pretty big time investor in Hamilton.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I know. And I think I'm not sure if he owns a management company or not, like property management. I don't know, but I know he does investments. I know I'm pretty sure he's a member at the Hamilton Golf and Country Club, and that's not cheap to be a member there. So
Yeah.
so he's doing all right. He's doing all right.
His YouTube channel though, it's super raw, but he just started putting them out, and
I gotta check it out. I gotta check it out. Take a look at it for sure. Absolutely.
I would really appreciate it if you would start pumping out more stuff.
Yeah, it'll just drive me more to do more. Got to stay on top of that. Stay on top of the competitors. Make sure that we're always doing more.
Yeah, so I know your time's very valuable. I really appreciate you coming on today. We always leave it with one last question. So
sure.
To build this podcast, who do you know that we should know that you could help us get on the podcast?
Justin Haver is a pretty good guy. He's from Calgary. He's been. Do you recognize the name, Justin?
I don't.
Go. I think it's Havre. Justin Haver. He's actually the number one agent in Canada. Him and I are back and forth. So him and I, we just, I'll congratulate him when he beats me. He congratulates me when I beat him. So sometimes he beats me in unit sales. I'll beat him in gross commissions, and it's a pretty good thing. But he's actually pretty good. He pumps out a lot of he's pumping out a lot of video. Justin Haver from Calgary. Yeah, he's the top guy, and he was excelling during a recession. And but I know now they're going deeper into a recession in Calgary now. But he was like he was pumping out deals when everybody was struggling. They were just coming out of a recession. Now they just went back into one with the oil prices dropping and everything. But Justin Haver, he's actually he's pretty good. He's good to talk to, and he's well known with the Remax Canada. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you even recognizing somebody.
Hard to miss you when your face is everywhere.
Yeah, no kidding. I apologize for you having to look at me on the billboards while you're driving by.
No, it's not a bad thing to have, right? So thank you so much for all your time, from trademarking Golfi Gets It Sold to being a businessman extraordinaire. It was a pleasure having you and being able to chat with you today.
Well, thanks for having me. It was great meeting you guys and great talking to you. Thanks. Have a great night.